Hey, I'm Tom, and this is Prima Facie, where we cut through the noise and say what becomes obvious once you actually look at it. Last time, I laid out something most of us already feel. Life is harder now. Not in some flashy, dramatic way, but in a slow, grinding way. Wages are stuck. Housing is out of reach. Healthcare, it can bankrupt you. Childcare costs more than rent. And retirement, slipping away. But none of this was random, and none of it was inevitable. There was a time, not that long ago, when America prioritized building a strong middle class. After World War II, we made massive public investments. We had nearly free public universities, GI Bill home loans, strong unions, pensions that meant real security. And then came the shift. Starting in the 1970s and accelerating into the 80s, government became the problem. Taxes became theft, and the idea of shared prosperity, it got replaced with economic survival of the fittest. We began pretending government should only fight wars and pick up trash, and that's about it. But government is how we solve big problems. Public power is the only counterbalance to private power. Clean air, good schools, safe roads, childcare, healthcare, these aren't handouts. They're the basics of a society that's actually working. This decline wasn't a glitch. It was designed. Powerful people made choices with priorities that just didn't include you. We deregulated. That let banks take wild risks, triggering crisis after crisis. It let airlines and telecoms consolidate, which killed competition and raised prices for everyone. It handed media power to a few corporations, silencing voices and boosting profits. Meanwhile, labor rules got rewritten. Jobs were outsourced, sold as efficiency. Cheaper labor through visa programs was branded innovation. The real result? A flooded job market, falling wages, and soaring executive pay. Then came the attack on unions. In 1981, Reagan fired striking air traffic controllers and sent a message. Organized labor wasn't welcome. Union membership collapsed. Wages flatlined, job security vanished. And the worst part? We started rooting against our own leverage. Unions, well, they're corrupt, lazy, inefficient. And we bought the lie. But unions, they gave us so much. Weekends, overtime pay, child labor laws, workplace safety, healthcare benefits. They gave workers power. Without them, we're just left hoping our bosses do the right thing. And guess what? They usually don't. Even in non-union jobs, the culture, it changed. Companies stopped investing in people because we let them. We gave them tax breaks, deregulated, let them fire at will. There was no accountability. Jobs became gigs. Benefits slashed. Security became DIY. They used to offer loyalty. Now, you get burnout and a pizza party when your job gets cut. Even healthcare shifted. Premiums are up, deductibles are up, but the risk, all on you. Then came the tax cuts. Top tax rates for the wealthy dropped from 70% down to 28%. And they promised prosperity. But what we got? Inequality. Since 1978, CEO pay rose nearly 1,500%. That's right, 1,500% increase. While you're lucky to get a 3% raise a year, barely keeping up with inflation. In fact, over those same 47 years, worker pay only rose 18%. And today, the wealthiest families pay less in taxes than you do. ProPublica says the top 400 families pay an average of 8%. 8%? That's crazy. Most families pay at least 13%. Then we privatized everything that used to make life secure. Healthcare, a profit machine. College, just a debt trap now. Retirement? Well, no more pensions, just risky 401ks. And when people struggled, we didn't blame the system. We blamed the individual. And guess what? It's not your fault. The system changed. And what keeps all this in place? Well, it's a myth that the market knows best, that success is all about grit, that helping people makes them weak, that if you're struggling, it's all your fault. Just work harder. This myth does two things. It justifies the injustice and it blocks change. Because if the system is fair, nothing needs fixing. But it's not fair, and it does desperately need fixing. We didn't end up here by accident. We were pushed and misled. But here's the good news. It's not permanent. We can unchoose it. We can fight for something better. In the next video, I'll dig into why so many people defend this broken system and how we've been conditioned to believe suffering, it's just normal. Thank you for watching. If this helped connect the dots, please subscribe. This isn't about outrage, it's about clarity. I'll see you in the next video.